So I'm going to kick off a new series today, and this one is things to avoid. And today we're going to start with legs. Which exercises and which things to avoid when training legs. So first of all, there's so many. I'm going to try and narrow it down to a few, maybe one or two. In fact, no, I'll see how it goes. I'll see how it goes. I've got a couple in my mind, some of the things that annoy me. Number one on the top of the list is hack squats. Stay the hell away from hack squats. I'm going to call a couple of guys out now who I see who made the hack squat in the UK bodybuilding, really geeky kind of community popular, who haven't got a clue how to do this exercise. And those people haven't been training long enough. They haven't had many injuries yet. They don't even know what knee pain is right now, because it hasn't happened. And people think, oh, well, it hasn't happened because they're doing it right. Wrong. You could be doing something wrong for 5 years and nothing happens. There's going to be no signal because you're taking painkillers, because you're taking gear, because you're taking all these other masking agents. And then all of a sudden, boom, it is gone. Something snapped. And for the rest of your life, you're going to be thinking, why on earth is this happening? What did I do wrong? And you didn't actually know what you were doing wrong because you thought all along you were well educated in this game and you'd been doing it long enough. This is the issue with too much information and not listening to people elder than you. I always throughout my life, whether it's training, whether it's finance, whether it's whatever, I always look at something and I analyze it from that person's perspective. I'll give you an example in finance. Sorry to go off board here a little bit, but that's often the theme of my videos. You guys are well aware of this. If I look at finance and I think, okay, this guy has got 100 properties. Got 100 properties. That means 300 tenants. He's collecting 300 times £100 a week off each of these tenants. This guy's rolling in it. Amazing. How about I copy that right now? Is that a good business model? Maybe for him it might be, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is because when he was buying houses 30 years ago, it was a lot easier to get a mortgage. It was only 10% down. You could get an interest-only mortgage easy. You could get buy-to-let mortgages easy. Everybody was chucking cash at you. The house prices were low. People were just selling more on the cheap. The housing crash happened in 2008. A lot of people bought up the houses then. So you have to understand who it's for at what time. This is just finance I'm talking. Just give you an example with finance. Shall we do that same blueprint and copy it today? Does it work? No, it's wrong. What advice would I give you today if you wanted 300 tenants? Airbnb. Don't own the houses. Go on Airbnb, some luxury apartments. Let's say you rent out 10 apartments from a particular guy. He's happy, he's collecting his rent. You put those on Airbnb. Within 10 days, you'll earn the rent back from those apartments. And then what can you do with the rest of the 20 days if you're renting them out? Cash in pocket. Now, you see how it's the same kind of theory but implied a little bit differently. So you can't always say this thing worked for this guy, so therefore I should go and do it. Now here's the issue when it comes to training. I've listened to certain people who have hack squatted all their life, and I can almost guarantee you every single one of them after 5-10 years, knee pain, backache. Every single one of them. And they sit there thinking, I don't know what I did wrong. I was playing football once with the kids and this happened. No, it didn't. You know exactly what you did wrong when you were hack squatting. Go on anyone's Instagram. A lot of these youngsters at the minute, and I don't want to like name drop and stuff like that, but I'm gonna name one guy because he was one of those hack squat kings, and he's a natural guy, AJ Morris. And every time he did a hack squat, people used to comment saying, amazing, he's so strong, he's this, is this. And I was just paying attention to his feet. His feet, on some of the later reps, he was going on his toes, coming up on his toes. You do realize your body doesn't give a shit if the weight moves from A to B, you're moving it from here to there. The biomechanics are not right. They're not set for that machine. Almost most machines out there are not set for most guys. It's just the way it is. I'll give you an example, right, for me personally. Anyway, just finish the AJ Morris example, this kid, you know. I don't hate on the guy in the sense where he is one of those guys where he's quite a popular kid, don't get me wrong, in the natural federation industry. And I only realised him because when I owned my gym and the gym I sold, he started to train at that gym. So the guys that I knew that were my members were all sharing his videos. So I watched these videos and I thought, the guy ain't got a clue. He's a young lad. These guys are going to learn sooner than later. So that's why it's in the top of mind. So don't think I've got some personal vendetta against anybody. I don't really care about anybody in that sense. So I watch it. It might look right to him. He's probably still doing the same thing. And eventually he's going to get injured. And when he gets injured, he's going to think, what happened? I didn't do anything wrong. You did. I'm calling it right now. That's exactly what happens. And the reason why, he's not the only guy who does hack squat wrong. Every time I'm inside the gym, I'll go to JD gyms. I'll go to Pure gyms. I'll go to whatever gyms there are in Sheffield. I'm sure you can go to your local town and find gyms. So many different hack squat machines. Let's say there's a particular hack squat machine that you do like. It has to be that brand. And it has to have the same padding on it, has to be the same angle. Then if you like that machine, you can say, do you know what? That's the machine for me. Now, this is the example I was going to give you for me. All my life, previous to this video, about a month ago. So if you had asked me a month ago, bear in mind, I've been all over the world. I've been to the best gyms in the world, the biggest gyms in the biggest, baddest gyms in the world in Kuwait Oxygen Gym when it newly opened, the state-of-the-art one that had maybe 500 pieces of leg kit. It's crazy amounts if you've ever been there. Gold's Gym in LA. No, I'm not going to name Dubai, everywhere. I've been all over the world, yeah? So every time I used to go to these gyms and I'm training legs with someone, it's like, jump on a hack squat. And I jumped on it and I'm like, no, next one, no, next one, no. Right, okay, good. Most gyms, like good gyms, have 3 to maybe 7, 8 hack squats, depending on which gym it is. Same with the gyms that I owned. I used to jump on hack squat. Nah, this ain't for me. Members loved it. It wasn't for me. This is the first time ever in my life, the gym I'm training at the minute, I jumped on the hack squat and I went, no way, how is this feeling good? I almost refuse to admit it. But look, it is what it is, okay? I like that machine. It works for me. And it's the first one that I've seen out of many, and that's locally made. It's literally made by a guy, 30 miles from here. So it's locally made. You won't be able to get that all over the world. It just worked. Whoever went on that machine, it was designed for my body type. He was probably the same size as me, went on it, and it just works perfectly fine. But look, the point I'm trying to say is, hack squat machines are a terrible piece of equipment. The way they set you into that motion is just horrible. And the way most guys use those machines it's just disgusting. And the reason why I say I'm such against hack squat machines, even though now I've found one after using 1,000 machines that works for me, I'll still say don't ever use hack squats, is because out of the amount of different things you could do for your legs, hack squat is right at the bottom of that list. Like as far as compounds go, like heavy compounds, you have the standard leg presses, you've got the angled leg presses, you have the lever leg presses. Then you, obviously, if you go to squats, front squats, back squats, that's enough. If you were to just do front squats and back squats in a session and not be tired, you're doing the squats wrong. Then you can do sumo squats. Then you can use the other new bars that they have nowadays, the spider bars and all these other. There's so many box squats. There's so many variations of a squat that you can do. You do not need a hack squat to grow legs. So that's the point why I'm hating on hack squats so much. One, I don't like them. They're going to cause you knee pain in the long run. Ask any person who's been training for 25 plus years consistently, not those guys that, I used to train a little bit. No, I'm talking about those guys who've been training for 25 years plus consistently. Ask them, did you use the hack squat a lot? The answer is going to be no. And if they did, they're going to say, didn't like it much for my knees because it's just not very safe. Remember, do not watch your favorite bodybuilder using hack squats. These guys are juiced to the gills. They're on that many painkillers you will not believe. They're trying to win a competition. They're at the top, the cream of the crop. They've got sponsorships. They've got money coming through. Not you sat down on your normal job, going to the gym twice, you're training legs 2-3 times a week because you're doing push-pull leg split and you're hammering the hell out of your joints, thinking the hack squat is the best machine because you're just loading it up. Most of the time, these hack squats, people load up 6-7 plates aside. Squat 6-7 plates aside. I'm a strong guy. Max I've ever squatted is 6 plates aside. I would never look at 7 plates aside. I couldn't even fathom what it would feel like on my back. When I walked out 6 plates, I was like, holy shit, what's going on here? But I was confident enough to squat it. 7 plates, and your guys are doing 7 plates on the hack squat aside on a hack squat? Ridiculous. Don't believe it. Stay the hell away from it. Now, number 2 that I'm going to hate on over here. This is probably, it's a machine that I like for quads, right? It's one of the best machines for just isolation of the quads, and it is the leg extension. Great machine. Sit in it, hold it, kick your legs up and down, your quads flex, you can see all the quad muscles, and the fact that you're sat on top of your hamstrings, your quads are flared out even more. It's visually a nice machine. It works, it's good, you get a good pump off it. Whether you're on low carbs, high carbs, it doesn't matter. You're always going to feel good doing a leg extension. So you ask, why am I hating on it? And the reason I'm hating on leg extension is this: do leg extensions, but don't do heavy leg extensions. There is no reason to be placing load on a pivotal movement like this right at its weakest point. And some people, I just don't understand this. I don't understand it. They use this gym pin thing. Gym pin should, if I owned a gym, and a friend of mine owns a gym, he's banned gym pin because they're not there for the machines. They just do not work. When somebody makes a machine, the wire, the rod that they are using for it, the cable they're using for it is there to hold that amount of weight. And most people would say, well, it can hold more than that weight, and that's how strong those cables are. If that's true, then why do they keep snapping? I'll tell you why they keep snapping. Because of movement. If a string can hold an amount of weight, I don't know whether I've got a wire over here or something. If this can hold a particular amount of weight, let's say that's set to hold 50 kg, and I just tugged on it with 20 kg, it'd snap, won't it? Because there's movement of weight as well as movement of places of load. It's common sense, guys. It's basic physics. You don't have to be a scientist to know that. Otherwise, no gym cable in the world would ever snap. When I'm in a busy gym in the world and I look at certain machines, out of order, because the cable has snapped. Why? Because some idiot has loaded it up with a gym pin or used another pin and put a plate on top of it because he wanted to lift more weight. Listen, if you want to lift more weight, guys, squat, bench, and deadlift. Do the basics. Lift more weight that way. Back to leg extension, the reason why I hate them. Your knees again. You've only got one set of knees, guys. One set of knees. And a knee replacement is just there to help you walk. So don't think, I can get a knee replacement. No, you can't. You will never, ever be the same again. Ask someone who's got a knee replacement, ask them if they've been the same again. Does not work. No surgical procedures are going to be better than what you are born with. Unless, don't start saying, well, I was born with one leg. Listen, bro, you know what I'm trying to say over here. If you're born perfectly normal, with no issues, with no problems, you've got a good healthy set of knees, save them. You're going to need them for the rest of your life to walk. Even if you live for 100 years, you're going to need those knees. Do not sit on a leg extension, strap yourself in. First of all, that's another thing I hate. Don't strap yourself in to then kick up loads of weight. Use a controlled amount of weight. Whatever weight you think you can use on leg extension, use 50%. I've to this day never been heavy on the leg extension. I've got decent enough quads because I squat heavy. I do other things heavy. Multi-jointed exercises I do heavy. Safe and stable movements for the lower body. That's how you build big legs. You do not need to do a seated leg extension with stupid amounts of weight up and down. Repetition after repetition while someone's holding you down, someone's behind you. Nowadays they have these seatbelt things where they put a seatbelt in. It's absolutely garbage. It's ridiculous. If you are a gym owner and you're watching this, ban that shit from your gym. Trust me, you do not need it. Listen, it's a liability for a start. Someone can hurt themselves seriously and it's damaging your equipment. I know a person, like I said earlier in the video, a friend of mine owns a gym. He's banned that shit. He's completely got rid of it. So I don't want to drag this video too long, but those are my two pet hates when it comes to training legs. Guys, do the basics. If you list 10 exercises, and I've said this time and time again, which 2 exercises or 3 exercises could you lift the most weight on? Squats, leg press. Okay, do those first. Then do some accessory work. That's it. It's very simple to program a whole exercise. You want to bring a body part up or you want to bring some glutes up? Okay, let's do some hip thrusts. It's very simple. You do not need to use a hack squat for anything. You do not need to go heavy on a leg extension for anything. Those 2 things are going to damage your knees. And again, I don't care about muscle building over here. That is not my main goal. This is longevity for me. I'm past that. I want to be a big guy. Do I sit here in front of you like a bodybuilder? No. I've competed, yeah. I still lift heavy. I'm still in shape. I'm still quite active. I like to stay healthy. Not by no means a bodybuilder anymore, and definitely not a powerlifter no more. But I could still lift a lot more than powerlifters, and I still look better than most bodybuilders competing today in my federation. If you're 90 kg and you're competing and you ain't even in better shape than me, then what is the point? And I know a lot of guys, I go to some shows sometimes and I sit there and I feel sorry for them because I think, who the hell blew smoke up your ass for you to have the confidence to stand on that stage? It's crazy, absolutely insane. Stop taking pictures on Instagram. Sorry guys, this is becoming into a ranty video this. I wanted it to be a light-hearted video about a couple of things to do or not do. Sorry, should I say. Do not do this when training legs. Stay safe out there. Hopefully I provided you guys some value. Comment down below and like the video. One more thing before I cut the video off. This is an advert, by the way. If you're wondering what this thing is that's been on the left of me over here, this is my new product, my first product that's just landed. It is the Voodoo Floss. Speaking of knee pain, this is the answer to your knee pain. You wrap this around your knee, you floss it. There's going to be a video on my page somewhere that I'm going to make. It's not made yet, so I'm probably going to make it today or tomorrow on how to use this. If you don't know how to use a Voodoo Floss band, just YouTube Voodoo Floss knee, Voodoo Floss elbow, Voodoo Floss shoulders, any pains you have in your joints. This is now available from my website, fadihussein.com. Link is in the description. Please support. It's the same price it is on Amazon, guys. And I've used the Amazon one. I kid you not. I won't even lie to you. I prototyped a few. I've used the one that they sell on Amazon. It's right here. I tried and tested it. It's not good. They've made it too thick. They've made it... It's just when you wrap it around you. And I bought 3. I've got 2 more there as well. I've bought them. This was like, I tested this product after 4 or 5 different samples. We got the right product. This works. You wrap it on your elbows. You wrap it on your knees. You do a couple of reps with it. It is amazing for circulation, for tendonitis. If you're suffering from tendonitis, this is the answer. This is my new brand. Warrior Mind, you're going to hear about this soon and what we've got to offer. That is all to come. But please, right now, get supporting.